talking about pulling this and cleaning the vanes regardless. So she got us an actuator. We got new bolts. Let's get this thing done. I didn't set anything on fire. We gotta go return that tomorrow. 3 more trucks to finish while I'm down here. And I mean, the trucks just keep adding up. This has been an absolute shit show. Thank you. This is that 2013 Ram 3500 that I have been working on. I've done a bunch of work to it. Unfortunately, let me get this hood pop for you guys. He is not gonna wanna put any more money into it due to what we kind of think is wrong with it. There's an issue, and he's basically gonna say this truck as is. I'm gonna put his phone number down. 10 grand takes this complete truck. If you guys know this truck, you guys know what we've done to it. It needs a bed and a door. He does have a door if you want it. It is gonna come on steels, 4-inch exhaust. I'm not gonna get the plate just because I don't know if there will be issues with that. I don't feel like, it's weight reduced, let's put it that way. So, this truck has a brand new head, brand new injectors, brand new exhaust manifold, new turbo, new actuator, S&B cold air intake, had new batteries, but keeps blowing the ECM fuse. Anytime you put the battery in, and it blows the ECM fuse. But you guys know how much money this guy has into this truck. Ton of money, has a little bit of a dent in the bumper, but like I was saying, it's a truck. It has low 3,000 or 300,000 miles on it, in between like 300 and 320. He did have a driver in it before, and that driver kind of messed a lot of stuff up, and that's where a lot of money has been put into this truck. But that leaves it for you guys. If anybody wants this truck, do not call him and say, hey, will you take any less? He won't. $10,000 firm is what I've been told to tell you, and $10,000 is what takes the truck. All right, so steel wheels, no auxiliary fuel tank. Truck ran and drove. It just one day didn't start, and it doesn't connect to the PCM. There you go. If anyone's interested, there she be. This is the good side. Have a good day. Alright, so it's late at night. We're going through, diagnosing this one. Boost gauge is reading, but it's like really laggy. We're gonna try this sensor first, considering I have the same one in stock. We've already verified the part number. We're gonna pull it, check it. This one's in good shape, so we're gonna try this one first, and then she already has the actuator. We're hoping that fixes the problem. If it doesn't, we're gonna be doing the actuator on this one tomorrow. But we got the whole fucking gang here finally. We sat around all day, but we'll get in there. Did you? All right, see how nice and clean this one is. Little diode in there. This one is all fucked.
Yeah, you're gonna need a little extra heat.
So we're gonna, this one's definitely bad. We're gonna plug this one in, see what happens. All right, turns out sensor's not the same. You see that little lip there? So she's gonna go and buy one in the morning. It's like midnight right now. So I'm gonna throw this in the truck. North Carolina, it is frosty. All right, so we're going over to the parts truck. We're gonna grab this one.
Where the fire was real quick?
Where wasn't the fire? The fire was everywhere. Look at that sensor.
Oh yeah.
Look at that wire harness. That shit's fucked.
Yeah, the whole fucking dash caught up in flames going down the road.
Yeah, this truck was definitely on fire.
How the fuck did he not tell him that?
Oh, you didn't even need a screwdriver.
No,
That's. I didn't need shit to get that off.
and you saw Claire's didn't blame me because it wasn't my fault.
The only thing good about this truck is literally the motor. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this one, but this sensor worked. Alright, try that sensor. We'll save this one, set aside. Close the hood, let's test drive it. So here's where we're at today. It's like, I don't know, noon about. So we're starting to take this actuator off, and unfortunately, that bottom bolt no matter how much penetration, it's stripped. And I can't get an angle grinder in here to cut that. And we were talking about pulling this and cleaning the vanes regardless. So she got us an actuator. We got new bolts. And yeah, these are the old bolts. So they all came out okay, except that bottom one. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna be pulling the center section to get the actuator off. Then we're gonna clean the vanes, put it on without putting the actuator on, and then, you know, have it go through its cycle and whatnot, torque it all down and shit. But pretty much we got the turbo oil drain down. We're just letting that that coolant drain. Truck is nice and cold, so I'll let you guys know how it looks when I get it back. But factory non-deleted truck, HE 300 VG, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so we'll clean all that out. All right, a little bit of update. Turbo is actually seized in there, so we can't do anything about it. So I got everything cleaned up. We're waiting on a welder. We're gonna get this out with a nut tomorrow, and then I'm gonna put everything, or put the wheel back on and whatnot, and then we'll just wait for tomorrow, because I'm not gonna throw that on like that. Get that bolt out, and then we'll just throw it back together. It's not the greatest, like it is, there's definitely some soot buildup, but yeah, because that's the plan. We were going to clean the vanes, but which a lot of times I do. I've never had one that wouldn't pop out, but this one, without causing damage, there's no way we're going to be able to get it. So we're just going to throw the actuator on once we get that bolt clean, but we'll do that tomorrow. On to the next one. I'm doing a shit job with these clips, but I finally got this fuel tank down. We got a fuel pump. We're going to go right up to the other truck. All right, you're good. So this one, we're gonna be, I think, just pulling the tank out of that one and putting it in one of the other trucks. So here we go. She's gonna enjoy a nice truck ride. Fuel pump. Hopefully that works in a 2020. I'm gonna clean that thing off pretty good before I throw it in, but we're moving. Alright guys, so skipping ahead in the video again, it has been super cold down here in South Carolina, or North Carolina, sorry, and I have so much more to do tomorrow. We got to do a fuel tank, we got to do a second fuel tank, an auxiliary one, lift pump, we got to finish up that turbo actuator, but I don't know if you guys can hear in the background. I got the intake on. I've been driving it around, I've been using it. I will be down here until about Tuesday. I gotta get all this stuff done, but it has been so cold. Like right now it's 39. It's just miserable. Absolutely miserable. Especially trying to work outside and this and that. So, I'm going tomorrow to buy a torpedo heater, probably 100K to 125K BTUs for the shop, and for me, I just realistically need something for the warmth, because like it doesn't matter how warm I dress, when you're laying on the ground, doing a lift pump, or you're just doing any of this maintenance and stuff outside, it's absolutely miserable. So I'm gonna get back to filming tomorrow. I just kind of wanted to give you guys the update, and I did tell you I would film the intake, so I don't know if you guys will be able to hear it. I can definitely hear it. It makes loud noises. And yeah, it's pretty loud. I mean, it's not like hateful like that snorkel that I did, but it's pretty decently loud. All right, so I told you guys, I'll see you guys in the morning when we start working. So I did go get a Caro. I'll show you that in a little bit. Here's where we're at, getting the lift pump out. Just filming.
What happened?
Just filming.
Oh.
We get these two off, and then we can drop the tank. Everything's good. Shouldn't be too much harder, but this one right here and this one right here. All right, so we got all the bolts loose. I don't know why we're dripping. I've already checked it, but everything is loose up there. Everything's disconnected. So we're gonna get the jack underneath this. I'm gonna try to find the middle point, I think somewhere around here, and then zip our lines off and bring it down slowly. We'll just change it while it's under here. Make sure everything's clean. But this is a 22 or 21 truck. So there you go. I don't get to do these ever, but fuel pump, lift pump, get her done. All right, so we got the new pump on, got all that stuff cleaned off. This hose has been dripping and it's really annoying, but all we got to do now is get it back on the jack, lift it back up. That piece there is always tight, so we're gonna throw it back up there. That should go through. And then these clips here, those are always fun. They come out in a million fucking pieces. All right, we got the new one in. I don't know what you guys can see and what you can't. We got the new one in. We got the bolts tight. Now I need to go and replace the clip, get those in, and then hopefully this thing runs without being in limp mode. This is the easy part. We just put the lines back on and all that, and then we're done. So this one's done, ready to go. The pump, everything replaced. I'm gonna let him drive it, see if it goes into limp mode or not. Hopefully not. Hopefully it was just a pump problem. My concern, he's changed the filters twice, so that's why we didn't go right for the filters. But what I did to diagnose it, I took the pump off, and I've done the same thing to mine. But I took the fuel filter housing top off and turned the key on, and it's just like little. It should be a lot more than that. Mine fills so much faster. So that's replaced. It's just a weak pump. And again, it's a used part, so if it fails down the road, it's really only an hour-and-a-half job, maybe 2 hours, depending on the situation. So on to the next one. We're going to be bringing that one over here. We did go and grab a welder, and I got my torpedo heater for tonight. It's nice now, so we don't need it. But I got some flux core wire in here, just renting this from Home Depot. We got the full day. It was like 59 bucks to borrow it, so it's like I'll just plug this into my generator. And I went and got a 50-foot cord for this. Also, I want you guys to go over my genius idea here. So we have this battery back here. We have this guy here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna run a 5,000 watt inverter, and I'm gonna put it in here, and I'm gonna run it off of this battery. So that way I can just plug into here, and then if I want to, or this battery goes dead, I can fire this up. I can turn this on, fire the welder up with the truck batteries, then turn it back off and let this battery charge and still have this and still have the weld generator. I think it's genius. So we'll have the small inverter in here for the small stuff, which I am gonna move that around. I don't like the area of it. I'd rather just be able to have a plug somewhere, but we're gonna put a big boy right on the top of this lid that goes, and like this box and this will all go together. I thought it was a good idea. I don't know. You guys let me know. Sorry about the lighting and shit. There you go. Let me know if you guys think that's a good idea. I think it's cool because then I can run my heater. I'm going to run a little space heater in the truck, and I don't have to fire up the generator for a while. Hey! Don't worry, it's just water. Firing up the old Hobo Freight. The Lincoln Welder. That's fucked up. Well, guys, as you can see, this has been a day. So we're throwing this back together now. She can't get the rest of the parts till tomorrow. We got the hole drilled out. We did find that his fuel pump at the bottom was completely like blocked. So it would let you run and drive, but as soon as you put a load on it, it would just dog it. So we're gonna get ourselves cleaned up now, throw the wheel back on, push it back over in the corner, and then you probably won't see that one running this video because I do want to edit this video tonight and get it out to you guys. But we're going to be working on that one next. That one has a PCM problem. So let's get this thing done. I didn't set anything on fire. We got to go return that tomorrow. And I'm going to go fill up this torpedo heater. Alright guys, this should be the last truck you guys see in this video. We got the torpedo going I just bought today. We got a cord over there. So, what I was told was 30 amp PCM fuse. I'm pretty sure it's that one right there. So we are looking at either, I'll have to look at it. I think it's F22. I'm gonna try to diagnose this thing as quick as I can tonight. There is no connection to the PCM with that fuse out. We'll see, but I will let you guys know what's going on with this thing. But man, this thing is fucking nice. All right, so I got it unplugged down there, and I am installing a fuse now, a good fuse. We're gonna go see if we can connect to the PCM. If we can, and there's nothing wrong, that down, oh shit, I gotta put the battery connections in. Fuck. All right, give me a second here. We're gonna put the battery connections on. We're gonna try to connect to the PCM and see what happens. He's kind of been thinking about getting rid of this truck. This is the one with the new head, the new turbo, the new actuator, deleted, and new stuff in general. It is leaking out of that. You can see the nice new actuator down there, covered in oil from that thing, from when the old turbo blew. Hope you guys enjoyed my struggles this video. I am so sorry that I have not been filming as much as I should be. I'm gonna try to do better on the next video. 3 more trucks to finish while I'm down here. And I mean, the trucks just keep adding up. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you in another video. If you guys need anything, I'll be back. And it's gonna be a hot minute. I'll be back eventually. This has been an absolute shit show. Thank you. So I kind of wanted to give you guys an update on that turbo actuator truck. So we tried the sensor first. We test drove it. It didn't really fix the problem. She put a new sensor in it. But a map sensor is cheaper than an actuator. But that truck has 285-ish thousand miles on it. So the turbo was basically seized into the housing. But the turbo had no shaft play. So we're like, well, might as well just send it. So she did try to order a turbo initially. They didn't send her one. They only sent her the actuator. So we did the actuator. And voila. The truck works. Now it only has 1 code left. It does have an emissions code. It's not deleted or anything like that, but I just did want to give you guys a heads up. But unfortunately, her exhaust manifold at 280,000 miles, if I could have shown you guys, there is more gasket on one side than the other, so that tells me that the manifold is shrunk, and it is leaking a little bit out of like the valve on the EGR, not the intake side, but the exhaust side. So anytime she used the exhaust brake, whereas before it didn't work all that great, now it physically works really, really good, and you can hear the like high-pitched squealing noise because it's leaking out of the manifold. Not a lot, but just enough to be there. It's not leaking from the manifold yet, but I don't know what her plans are with that truck, whether she's going to sell it or dump more money into it, but 100% it needs an exhaust manifold and it needs an EGR cooler because of that valve leaking. They're all kind of intricated, you know what I mean, they're all built into it. But that's my update on the truck. It does run good. It just, I'm going to leave it up to her whether or not she wants to spend more money on it. But that, at the bare minimal, the exhaust manifold and the cooler need to be pulled. But the turbo seems to be doing great at 280-some thousand miles. So these VGTs aren't as problematic as you guys think. Just maintenance, maintenance, maintenance. That's the key thing. It is a bunch of extra moving parts. But at the end of the day, it makes your job easier having an exhaust brake and having a variable turbo, especially for Hotshot. I like them. I'm going to run one on mine, and we'll see just how reliable they are firsthand from me. So, hope you guys enjoyed. Like I said, we are back in Carlisle. All the details are in the description. If you guys need anything, feel free to hit me up. We're in 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, and 10 to 2 on Saturdays. And we got a bunch of diesel parts for sale if anybody needs anything.